One of the most interesting things I've learned as a marriage therapist is when couples come to see me. And a few years ago, I noticed that the majority of couples that came to my office seeking marriage therapy had 2 children. Why is that true? When you have 1 child, it's a great thing in your life, and it's really exciting. You've given birth to a new child. You have to raise a child, you have to feed the child, you take the child to school, you have to put the child down to sleep at night. It takes a lot of effort. But after a year or so, couples reorganize their lives and get used to it. Then what happens? The second child comes along. When there was only 1 child, there would be 2 parents and 1 child. But then when the second child comes around, there's 2 parents and 2 children, or sometimes 1 parent and 2 children. And it gets really overwhelming, especially for mothers that are at home all day with 1 or 2 children. Their pressure is immense. They spend so much time taking care of these new lives, they don't spend a lot of time taking care of themselves. And what's even harder for the couple is they spend less and less time together. They're so busy putting their kids to sleep, they're so busy getting them up in the morning, getting dressed, feeding them breakfast and getting out to work, they forget about each other. So I tell young couples with children, the most important thing you need to do right now in your marriage is spend quality time together. And therefore I ask all of these couples when they come to see me with marital difficulties, how much time do you spend together out of the house without your children? It used to be a few years ago, I'd say, well, why don't you go ahead and spend 1 night a week with your spouse? And I found it was too much. My suggestion these days is spend at least 1 night a week every 2 weeks with your spouse. It's so important. I know everybody's so busy, we're all working so hard. Sometimes we work during the day, we work at night, we work on the weekends. But I guarantee you the most important thing that can help your marriage is make a date with your wife or your husband. Put it up on your calendar. And you know something? You don't have to spend a lot of money. Going out could be as simple as taking a drive together, taking a walk together. But I guarantee you, if you spend quality time together and re-energize your relationship, you'll have a happier marriage. Welcome to this new series on Hidabrut called Marriage Matters. My name is Rabbi Schonbuch, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist based in New York and around the world via Skype. On this important series, I will be answering your questions you have about marriage, relationships, dating, parenting, and about any issue dealing with family and relationships. But more than what I have to say, I want to hear what you have to say. So please email to this address and send in your questions, and I'll try to answer as many questions on this new show.